Good morning, everyone. This is Amanda and Michelle from Tech Lab, and you are part of the Ask the Techsperts today on February 9th. We're glad to have you here. Today's topics are going to be help, my email doesn't work, and pop-ups and notifications. So Ask the Techsperts is brought to you by Tech Lab. We are an IT firm based out of Wauwatosa. We work with business and residential clients for any of their IT needs. It can be purchasing a computer, upgrading, security, growth, or antivirus, anti-malware protection. And we'll be talking about some of those services as well. Ask Techsperts is an award-winning show thanks to the Brookfield Chamber of Commerce. And again, we're so glad to have you here. Go ahead, Michelle.
So Amanda is going to be our first presenter today, and as she's mentioned, she's going to be talking to us today about how to get your email working when you're having trouble with it. Amanda is our Director of Operations here at Tech Lab. She's been an employee of Tech Lab since 2013. She has her Master's of Education in Instructional Technology, and for Tech Lab, Amanda does business development, sales, and marketing. But she's been one of our email specialists here at Tech Lab ever since I believe she started. So, you ready? Go ahead and take it away.
Yeah, share my screen. Okay. So as we said, help, my email is not working. What do I do? Okay, so the first thing that you want to do is you want to see if you have internet access, because if you don't have internet access, your emails are not going to send. They're going to go sit in an outbox. They're not going to go out through the actual internet program or email program, sorry. So one way to check this is to see if your email is working on another device. You can check using your phone and make sure you want to turn off the Wi-Fi just to check it through the data, because then that's just going to verify that it's not an internet issue. And so you can check it that way, or you can go to the portal for your email. Pretty much all emails have a web portal. And so you can go there to see if maybe your program that you're using, like your Outlook, isn't working correctly. But if you go to the web portal, then you know that A, you have internet access, and then B, you can see if you can actually get into the email through a different route as well. So if you have an Outlook email, you're going to go to outlook.office.com. If you have a Gmail account, you're going to go to mail.google.com. If you have Yahoo, it's mail.yahoo.com. AOL, it's mail.aol.com. And if you have an SBC account, it's currently AT&T.yahoo.com. And if you don't remember any of this, you can also Google the type of email that you have. Like if you type in Google Mail, it will probably come up and give you a link, or Yahoo Mail, it will give you a link. Microsoft Mail, it will give you a link. So, but you have to go to the actual web portal. Even if your email is hosted through a different third party, like the clients who host with our email program, we still have a web portal that they use to log in to their email as well. So just about all email programs have a web access as well, even if you access it through a different way, like in Outlook. Okay, so you've now verified that your email, that it's not internet problems, because if it was internet problems, you wouldn't be able to get to the web portal, and you wouldn't be able to get other searches that you do on the internet, like if you try to pull up Amazon or something like that, that also wouldn't work. So you verified that it's not an internet problem. And if it is an internet problem, then you need to watch some of our past sessions on Ask the Techsperts, because we talked about routers and internet service providers and what to do when those go down. So you verified it's not an internet problem, and now you've gotten under the web portal, and you go to log in. You need to go to the actual site. Don't click on links to get from an email to get there, because you don't know if those are a valid link or not. Pay attention to whether it's asking you for your email address or for your username. Sometimes it asks the whole email address, and so you type that out, and sometimes you have a special username, and so you have to keep that in mind too. It's usually very helpful to have a password program so that you can keep track of all of your passwords and your usernames and emails and all of that. Usually people can't get into their email because they forgot their password. You are able to reset it. Just know that if you reset it, even in the web portal or somewhere else, you're going to have to change it everywhere. So it's going to be changed on your Outlook. It's going to be changed on your phone. It's going to be changed in the web portal. Anywhere that you can access your email, it's going to be changed. Usually there's security questions when you try to recover your email. And if you have any trouble with that, then companies like ourselves or your email provider can help you. Occasionally, you might have the wrong portal. So you think you have a Microsoft account, but you actually have a Gmail account or something like that. And so if you hit forget password, it's going to tell you that you don't have an account there. Or if you type in your username and you're supposed to type in your email, it's going to tell you that you don't have an account there. So you have to be careful with which one you're using. Another idea is if you know that you're typing in the correct information, sometimes it's helpful to try a different web browser to see if you can get in that way. So if you're using Chrome, go to Firefox or go to Edge so that you can just try it that way. Sometimes things break in one internet browser and they're able to work in a different one. So it's just kind of the way. And then occasionally there's other errors, like a number error, maybe a 404 or something like that, when you try to sign in. And that means that their servers are having issues. And if that's the case, then you're not going to be able to get your email in on any device. It also means that you're not the only one with the problem. It means that they're having widespread issue. So something to keep in mind that way. So you can always test and look at things that way as well. Okay, so now you're going to look at your email client. So this means you're not using the web portal. You use something more like Outlook or Windows Mail. And so if you're setting those programs up for the first time and it's not working, maybe it's not sending or you can't receive emails, that means that the settings were not done correctly, and so that it's not gonna work to send or receive. The settings not being done properly could mean that the servers were typed in correctly, or it could just mean something simple as your password wasn't correct as well, because that's not gonna let you send and receive as well. So make sure your password is in. And again, if you had to change it somewhere else, make sure that you change it on your client side as well. And again, you can test it by going through the web portal. Sometimes updates can mess up webs or email as well. So make sure that your computer and your email client are both up to date. Occasionally, security upgrades can also be an issue. You usually get notifications about this, but sometimes it gets missed in other emails or it goes in your spam. So if you're having any problems checking or sending or receiving email from the email client side, those are some things to look. Your settings, make sure your password is correct, make sure there's no updates that need to go in, and then check to see if you got any notices about anything as well. Sometimes people say, hey, I sent you an email, but you can't find this. This honestly happened to me yesterday. In my case, it was the second reason that it's listed here is that they mistyped my email address wrong. And so so I didn't receive the email. They're like, hey, I sent you an email. And I said, what day did you send it on? I said, because I've looked and I don't see it. And so they told me which day, and I said, yeah, I definitely don't have anything. And then she verified the email address. I said, yeah, that's not the right email address. When you do have, when you are sending emails, capitalization does not matter in the email address. I'm not sure the periods matter either. Sometimes you get technical and those matter. Sometimes it kind of glazes over it. It probably depends on your email provider. So if somebody mistyped it, you're not going to receive the email. But if you do receive an email from them, you can reply back to them. Sometimes emails are condensed down into a single thread. And so that means that if you're replying back and forth with somebody, it kind of, all the emails shrink down together. And so you may see a caret, or maybe they're stacked on top of each other. Like in Gmail, I know that you can they're like all stacked up together. So that's what is considered a thread in an email. And so you can like double click on the emails or the caret or that taps so you can see one specific email in the email chain. It's also nice, many programs that are clients that you use to check your email, they have a search feature. And so you can find emails that way, especially if it gets lost. And that's what I had done yesterday is I typed in that person's name, I typed in the domain that I knew they were coming from, and I was like, yeah, I don't have anything from you. Then you also want to make sure, I'm going to go back up to the one at the top, make sure that your spam and junk folder don't have emails listed in it while that are important. So usually people can't find their email that they're looking for because it goes into the spam or junk folder. So it's a good practice, sorry. It's a good practice to look at these emails on a regular basis. It's up to you how frequently, if you want to do it once a week, if you want to do it every couple days, maybe even once a month. It just kind of depends how many emails you get and how important that they are. So but just keep in mind that that's a separate area that emails go to, and you should be checking that on a regular basis because things can get filtered in there. So speaking of spam and junk folders, in general, your spam filter is very smart. If you have things that keep going into spam that you don't want them to, you can mark them as like, you can say, hey, move to my inbox, or you can like drag it to your inbox depending on how you're doing it and which program you're in. And then your email will remember what should and shouldn't be marked as spam. It's also possible to whitelist senders. So that means that you're going to get everything from that sender every single time. In some accounts, you can do this yourself. In other accounts, you have to have an IT professional help you like enter that name in. So if there's like a certain domain, this happens with businesses that, hey, I need everything from Prudential or something like that, then you can tell them and that all can get whitelisted. So some things that Tech Lab can help you with. We can help you set up your email accounts in email clients or on your phone. We can customize email addresses to be unique to your company. So if you're still using a Gmail or a Yahoo account and you have a company name, then it's time to get it hosted somewhere and help get brand recognition for your company. So that's an easy thing to do to get your brand awareness out there. And so Tech Lab can help you set up those email accounts to make it unique to you. We also host email instead of being on something that's just a faceless corporate server. So you'll know where your email is being hosted and you would get the support and help that way as well. So we can help you set up your email. We can help you make an email account if you don't have one for your company, and we host the email as well. So we provide any of those services, or if you're just having general email problems. I've worked with several clients as well who are like, hey, my email's not sending, what do I do? Or another recent thing that we've done is we had a client who said, hey, I don't enjoy Outlook. Could you move us to Gmail? And we're like, sure. So we can also help with email transitions. So if you prefer to move from one client to another, but you don't want to lose your emails because emails can be very important, then we can help you move that transition seamless from Outlook to Gmail, or from Gmail to Outlook, or from Gmail to 365. So any of those, we'd be happy to help you move your email as well and to serve you with any of your email needs. So thank you guys for watching today.